Welcome to Philosophy in Pajamas podcasts. Today we are getting into something that, well, it feels like it's somewhere between a therapy session and a masterclass in emotional honesty.
It really does.
We're going to be exploring this just incredibly relatable paradox of the modern heart, this huge gap between the feelings we can write down perfectly and the ones we, struggle to actually act on in real life.
Yeah, that chasm is real.
And for this, we've got this brilliant piece of writing from Rushik. It's called The Grammar of an Honest Heart.
Hmm.
And it's this powerful internal monologue about really striking dissonance, being able to express love on a page with total confidence, but then feeling this profound hesitation when it comes to living it.
And that's our mission today, isn't it? To really unpack that central question. If you can write love fluently, why does loving sometimes feel like a foreign language when you step away from the keyboard?
Exactly.
And this isn't just about writers, not at all. It's about that universal struggle to translate what feels so clear inside into messy, real-world action.
Absolutely. And Rushi gives us these incredible images to work with, like the idea that writing allows for intimacy without interruption.
Such a great line.
It's amazing. So we're going to explore that interruption and the fear of turning your emotions into what he calls a museum of feelings. If you ever felt you say it better in a text than face-to-face, you are in the right place.
Let's jump in.
Okay, so let's unpack this core contrast right away because it's really the engine of the whole thing.
It is.
In the writing reality, affection, as he puts it, walks in without knocking. It speaks clearly, it knows when to soften its voice, the sentences. They do not hesitate.
They commit. They're fixed on the page. You can go back and read them. They're permanent.
And the writer feels this confidence that surprises even me.
Which is the ultimate safe zone, right? You're in complete control. The narrative, the pace, the outcome, it's all yours. And then you try to take that perfectly crafted emotion into a room with another person.
And life reality just hits hard.
So hard. The writer admits, I am not the man my paragraphs suggest.
That line is just devastating.
It is, because instead of that direct, fluent movement you see in his prose, in person he moves sideways, cautiously.
Right. Suddenly emotion is a room with fragile furniture.
And he's so worried about breaking something that he barely moves at all. You can edit a sentence 1,000 times, but you only get one shot at a moment in real life. And that pressure is, well, it's paralyzing.
I love that fragile furniture idea.
Yeah.
It's so powerful because it implies something is really valuable. You only treat a room like that if you think everything inside is precious.
Irreplaceable and highly breakable.
So if the feelings are that precious, why retreat? Why is the page so much more comfortable?
Well, the piece suggests the retreat it's more mechanical than emotional. It's about tempo. On the page, words wait. People respond. Writing gives you patience. It gives your emotion the dignity of precision. You can take an hour to find the perfect word, and the page doesn't get impatient with you.
Right. And people do. Real people are not so accommodating. They bring in all these complicating factors that a blank page just erases.
Timing, history, their own fears, their expectations.
It's an instant loss of control, a total collision with uncertainty.
And for someone who feels deeply but maybe processes things a little more slowly, that loss of control is terrifying. The page shields you from an immediate and potentially painful reaction.
But isn't there a danger there? That we start preferring the page to the person, which leads right into this really uncomfortable question the writer asks himself. Is this beautiful writing an act of courage or an act of hiding?
And that's where we have to dig in a little. If the confidence is so surprising even to him, is it real clarity or is it just the illusion of control that writing gives you?
What's the difference between emotional clarity and just emotional safety?
Exactly. Is the romance pouring out so freely just because it has nowhere else to go? Is it just a really sophisticated form of avoidance?
It's a huge question. And the fear he talks about is this ultimate dread for anyone creative, becoming someone who knows the concept of love but struggles with the practice.
Yes. Fumbling when love requires, as he says, skin, presence, and responsibility.
And that's where the museum of feelings comes in. The fear of becoming a curator of feelings you admire but never live inside.
Imagine that. You've got this perfect exhibit of what love should be, but you never actually walk through the doors. You're an expert on something you can't inhabit.
So what does that museum person look like in real life?
Well, the museum person is often the friend who gives the absolute best relationship advice, but is always single or stuck.
Oh, I know that person.
We all do. They understand attachment theory, they know all the quotes, but when their partner needs something simple, like just consistent communication, they freeze. They're amazing at the abstract, but they fail at the application.
So they treat intimacy like a text they wrote but never sent. It's all potential.
Precisely. But then, and this is the pivot, the reflection offers this counter-argument, a stubborn refusal to believe that imagination exists without instinct.
Okay, so he's pushing back on his own fear.
He is. He's arguing these aren't just pretty ideas he borrowed. The fact that he can write about love so deeply proves he knows its weight.
He knows the true cost. He knows that caring exhausts you and that attachment sharpens attention. He understands how wanting someone rearranges your sense of time.
These aren't just nice phrases. He's sourcing them from somewhere real, somewhere live inside of him.
So the feeling is there. The emotional capacity is active.
Absolutely. It's not a spectator sport for him. The problem is just in the delivery system. The block happens when those feelings need to become, physical and vulnerable.
So maybe we should stop looking at this as a flaw and more as just a nature. The piece suggests his approach is simply slower. He doesn't love loudly. He loves deliberately.
He examines before he enters. He reveals things selectively. He's cautious because he gets the gravity of it all.
And that, of course, clashes with modern expectations.
Completely. That kind of deliberate love, it does not translate well in a world that measures affection by visibility. We want proof. We want public declarations. We want volume.
But the argument he makes is so profound. Romance doesn't need witnesses. It only needs accuracy.
Accuracy over performance. That changes everything, doesn't it? Especially when you think about a real long-term thing.
For sure. When he imagines loving someone, the vision isn't theatrical at all. It's about consistency, not drama.
It's the small stuff. Remembering little things without being asked. Protecting their peace without shouting about it.
And my favorite line in the whole piece. It's about choosing the same person even on days when poetry refuses to show up.
That's it. That is the anti-social media metric for devotion.
It really is.
That kind of quiet, reliable love doesn't go viral, but it holds weight in real rooms. Writing lets you have the grand emotional extremes. Life demands you regulate that because the stakes are so high.
And here's where it all comes together. The writer realizes these two things aren't opposites. They're different expressions of the same core.
Yes.
Being contained isn't a sign of being less romantic. It's a sign that you understand what's at stake. You're careful because the feeling is precious.
The containment comes from respect, not from indifference. That's the key. The hesitation is an emotional firewall. If I can be this careful with my words, I have to be 10 times more careful with your heart.
But even after all that, the doubt still creeps in, which I find so honest. The anxiety's still there. Will my slowness be mistaken for distance?
Will my carefulness feel like I just don't care?
Will the love I'm offering just be so quiet that it goes completely unnoticed?
And those questions are what force you to grow, to try and bridge that gap. The ultimate lesson here isn't to start talking like you write. No one wants that.
No, definitely not.
It's about replicating the intention behind the writing.
The intention. Okay, break that down.
It means bringing the patience, the attention to detail, that refusal to be careless with another person's inner world. Bringing all of that from the page into your life.
If you can deliver that quality of attention in real life, the romance is already there. It's just dressed in everyday clothes.
And the goal becomes finding someone who reads your behavior the way a good reader reads words. Slowly, attentively, and without rushing to judge.
Is this beautiful moment of acceptance. It's not a failure to love, as one writes. It's just learning to love the way I am, accepting that slow, deliberate nature.
So for you, listening to this, here's a final thought to take with you. In this digital world that values the loud and the visible, how do we make sure that our quiet, consistent acts of love, those non-theatrical, deliberate gestures, are actually seen and valued for their weight, not just for their volume?
That is a question worth carrying with you. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of emotion, language, and the slow, careful work of the heart.
A real pleasure.
We invite you to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can follow the reflective work of Ruchik at medium.com/Ojikral.